Welcome back to AM Northwest. Our next guest wants to inspire everyone to grow food in their gardens, and he's here to share his 4 Ps to make things easier for you. Welcome back, Executive Director of Growing Garden, Jason Skipton. Great to see you
great
again.
To be here. Thank you.
Okay, the 4 Ps, what are they?
Yeah, these are our garden peas, right? So we got to do some planning, right? This is our time now for planning, right? 'Cause it's getting cold. We have a lot of rain coming in.
Right.
Right? And our plants
you're not
are
joking
now.
about the
no,
rain.
rain's coming in for sure.
Yeah.
Which is why we've talked about with our planning for our cover crops, right? So this is, we're going to keep bringing it back. So this is what we had last time.
This is amazing how big it's gotten since the last time.
Yeah, like that's the thing, like it keeps growing. So this is what I wanted to illustrate, is that the cover crop protects your soil.
Okay.
Right, so all that rain that we're getting right now, all that rain's gonna fall here and then run off, and not run off your amazing soil that you've been creating over this last 12 months, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep bringing that back.
Okay.
But we gotta do some planning, right? So we have these amazing seed catalogs. There's dozens of them. And take some time, really, like sit down and look through all of these catalogs, because guess what? Seeds will sell out. That's the thing, like people will get to the next year and be like, oh, I really want this seed, and they're already sold out.
Oh,
so
really?
buy them now, yeah. So these also become really good gifts. So maybe you're like, hey, what do I get my gardener friend?
Yeah.
Get them a gift certificate to a local nursery.
I love that.
They can get amazing seeds right now for spring, for summer of next year. So
now
do some planning.
This plant, flower,
is
one of these guys.
Is this one right here? This is the crimson clover.
Crimson clover.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful, and it's one of the first ones to flower, and it's a great flower for pollinators. Bees love it, butterflies love it. It's an amazing plant.
And then now that we're doing the planning, there's also the prepping.
Yeah, we got to do some prepping, and we got to do some protection. Right, so last time we talked about the remay, or the ground cover, which was porous, right? Could actually let the rain through. This is greenhouse plastic.
Okay.
Right, so what you want to start doing now is thinking about, what do I need to protect my plants? Because they're going to start freezing. Right, so thinking about getting greenhouse plastic over your plants and creating a structure to keep them warm.
Okay.
Because they will freeze, and once they then freeze, they'll die. Right? If you don't want them to die.
So do you worry about the soil cover here?
No, the cover crop. No, these guys will be good. These guys are actually winter hardy, so they're not going to die back. So you want to do some protection.
Okay.
I would also say, if you have, like, not the cover crop, but if you have pots outside and you love them, bring them inside.
Okay.
Right, because they will freeze. Pots can crack and break if there's water in there.
Right.
But also you might really love those plants, so bring them inside.
Okay.
Also, if you've been doing watering with like a timer, bring the timer inside. The timer can actually freeze and break.
Okay.
So then you have to buy it again next year, which you don't need to.
What about roses? A lot of people have roses in the Northwest.
Roses, I do love roses.
Yeah.
And I can talk a little bit about.
What is that skeptical look on your face? What was that about?
I would say there's a little trick here, and we hadn't planned for this one yet, but I'm going to tell you. Do you love coffee?
Yeah.
Just say yes, okay.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
So coffee and coffee grounds are great for roses.
Okay.
They're also really good for blueberries. So they help acidify the soil. And so when you're done and you have your coffee grounds, instead of putting it into the compost, take it outside and put it around your coffee plants. Your rose plants.
Okay.
Yeah, your rose plants or your blueberry plants. They're going to love that.
But do you need to cover your roses?
No, roses will be fine. They will die back, kind of like similar to, let's say, raspberries.
Okay.
Right, so raspberries are now starting to turn yellow. They're starting to look pretty sad. They might start to turn black in certain places. Totally fine. What I want to advocate for raspberries is that it's the second year growth that puts on fruit.
Oh, okay.
So what might happen, I've done this before, you've gone through and like, oh, now's the time to prune my raspberries, and you cut them all back.
Yeah.
Now I'm 2 years behind because I've cut all the canes, the raspberry canes, that need to be there for next year.
Okay.
Right, so what you can do is just prune them off at like a 4 to 5 foot high level for the moment. Okay. And then just let them go throughout the winter.
Is one of the other Ps.
Pruning is another one.
Okay.
Also what you can do is you can look at the canes, you can basically cut one back, prune one back, and then start to take the outer layer off. And if it's green, that means this thing is still alive.
Okay.
If it's brown and dry on the inside, that cane can come out.
Okay.
Right? So you got to prune as well.
Yeah.
Super important.
Okay.
You also, now is the time to fertilize, right? So plants need to have food. As they're starting to bring all of their energy back to their roots, this is where you then go around the quarter cup, half a cup, and you're then basically putting fertilizer around all of the plants.
Are you covering it with soil or just
You
just
can.
laying it?
You can.
Okay.
You can put this on top because then the water from all the rain is going
Right.
to then leach into
Oh, that's
the
true.
ground.
Yeah.
You can also then, if your plants are healthy, right, your leaves are healthy, you don't need to take all of your leaves out of your yard. You can then basically pile them up and then put them around your roses.
Oh,
Put them around your
'cause
raspberries.
there's a lot of raking going
There's
on
a
in the
lot of
neighborhood.
raking happening
Yeah.
for sure. And these will break down, and it also does help your soil as well throughout the winter. It protects your soil,
Right.
but they'll also then break down and put nutrients back into the soil.
Should you leave leaves on your yard, your lawn?
I'm a big fan. You know, there's maybe a little bit divide here of what your lawn should look like. I'm okay with covering your lawn with those
Okay.
leaves.
Okay.
Now, it's going to then kill parts of the grass back, but you know, it's a natural life cycle of these things, right?
Yeah.
So if you want the beauty of like your green grass, like clean them off and
Yeah.
clear them, but then
Use
use
those
them
leaves, yeah.
in other plants that are around your yard.
Such a good idea. Okay, so pruning, prep, planning, and protection.
Yep, those are our garden peas
Yes.
for November, right? Because we're getting into the cold months.
Oh my goodness.
It's going to start cooling down, and so we got to get prepped now
Okay.
because once it starts to freeze, it's too late.
It's too late. Jason, thank you very much.
It's great to see you.